If you love the videos here in the Audrain Museum Network, and we know you do, like this one that you're about to watch, subscribe right now. Hit that button on your screen, hit the bell icon to be notified when we post great new content, and become one of the members of the Audrain Museum Network family. Do it right now. The action for the week of the 2023 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, the Monterey week, is starting here. We're just about to take a wonderful tour, an Audrain Motorsport tour to benefit the Audrain Automobile Museum, through some great agricultural roads to a wonderful winery, a private lunch, and then back through these great roads to a wonderful private collection, one of the best in the world. This is just the start of the adventure and fun we're going to have here this week on the Monterey Peninsula. I can't wait. Hello to our loyal viewers of the Audrain Museum Network here on YouTube. And we know that you are loyal viewers because we started the year here at the Emilia with the Audrain Goes to the Emilia. We followed that up with the Audrain in Italy at the Concorso d'Eleganza Villa d'Este, and now we're here at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. This is a very exciting time for us here at the Audrain because we are debuting two of the most extraordinary and rare sports cars ever made. Two, not one, but two Pegaso Z-102s. The Pegaso Z-102 was the brainchild of the brilliant Wilfredo Ricart, an incredible Spanish engineer who had worked for Alfa Romeo before and during World War II and came up with some of the most ingenious and complicated and sophisticated designs for Alfa Romeo race cars ever seen. At the end of World War II, Ricart went back to his native Spain and was charged with taking the Spanish state truck builder Enasa and building it into an export powerhouse. The way that he saw to do that was to train a group of engineers to be able to do anything. And what was the most sophisticated thing to do? Build a complicated sports racing car. So these cars, and we'll learn a little bit more about them when we're on the show field at Pebble Beach on Sunday, are amazing. Anything that could be done in a simple way, Ricart and Pegaso did it exactly the opposite. Need an overhead cam? Why not dual overhead cams? How about quad overhead cams? Need a two-barrel carburetor? Well, how about 4 two-barrel carburetors? These cars are astonishing, and these cars are greatly historic as well. These two cars, of course, are a part of the Nicholas Begovic collection, and they're the last two of the cars from the collection that we acquired that are being brought back to life. These have been through exacting restorations with RM Restorations in Ontario, Canada, and with Automotive Restorations, Inc. in Stratford, Connecticut. And they are ready to face the world. There's a special class to honor the Pegaso mark here at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance this year, and to have two cars chosen for this is a great honor. We'll give you a little more detail a little bit later about what these two cars mean in terms of the history of the Pegaso brand. And, of course, tomorrow's the Pebble Beach Tour, and these two cars are also honored by being the featured artwork on the Pebble Beach Tour poster, the 25th anniversary Pebble Beach Tour, I might add. So it's very exciting. We can't wait to get up early tomorrow morning. The Audrain team will be working tonight to make sure these cars are on the button and ready to roll off tomorrow when the Tour d'Elegance starts. I, for one, cannot wait. I'm not quite sure which one of these I'll be driving yet, but it doesn't matter. Whichever one it is, it's going to be a thrill. It's Thursday morning, time for the Pebble Beach Concours Tour d'Elegance. This is one of the most exciting parts of the weekend for me, for a couple of reasons. One, because of course, we get to see and hear these cars on the road. And also, I'm going to be driving this beautiful touring-bodied Pegaso. And it's really wonderful that people can really experience these cars as they're meant to be seen. On the lawn on Sunday morning, they're absolutely beautiful, but cars, of course, are kinetic sculpture. They need to be seen and heard and smelled. And the range of cars here is absolutely amazing. It also is another interesting thing. It gives the people who are entered in competition here, as we are, a chance to sort of walk the line and sort of check out who else is in the class and what they look like. It's sort of a gauge of what our chances are, but it doesn't matter. Again, we're here for the experience, to share these cars with the world and to have a little bit of fun with them. One of the things, of course, as you'll see today is the fact that this car to my left, the Z-102 Competizione Anassa Coupe, is a race car. So it's not really meant to puddle around the streets of Carmel and down to Big Sur, but we'll see how she does. We might take it a little easy and save it for Sunday. But this is a DT touring car, the Z-102 Touring Coupe. And when Rifero Ricard embarked on this great adventure of Pegaso, he wanted to make sure that he could conquer the world as Ferrari, his rival and nemesis, has been doing in Italy with GT cars, race cars, to conquer the track and the streets and the hearts and minds and pocketbooks of rich gentlemen. We'll see how it goes. As I mentioned earlier, the tour offers a great opportunity for competitors to see the other cars in their class. And I'm here with a touring-bodied Pegaso Roadster. And of course, there's two things about this. It's a beautiful car, very well prepared, but it also is a reminder of what didn't happen with the competition history of the Anassa Coupes. After their relative failure in major international competition, Pegaso turned to these cars as their standard bearers. They didn't really do that much better either, but nonetheless, it offers a really great, interesting comparison. And I can't wait to see how things go on Sunday morning. Let's take a closer look.
Well, this is a day that I have been looking forward to, and I know you two have been dreaming of this day. My favorite day of the Pebble Beach week, the tour 2023, and we have two of the most fabulous cars. They've appeared on the tour poster, which is fabulous. The two Pegasos, the 1952 race car that qualified at Monaco, and the touring-bodied car, which just fabulous, fresh out of restoration. How does it feel to be here finally?
Well, we're thrilled to see that we could take over Nick Begovich's work and move forward with it, because these cars haven't been on the road in 70 years.
Yeah.
So to have them back on the road in one piece with all the original parts, the engines are original and running again, it's a lot of work, but it's all been great.
It's been fabulous, and to watch them, the restoration. I remember, was it 3 years ago down in California when we were collecting the parts for the car, for the Audrain collection for you. I couldn't believe that this would ever happen, that all of these pieces in boxes would come together, and now to see them here.
Well, the nice thing is it's the culmination of the collection, because these are the last two of the 14 cars that they're now all done.
And the Nick Begovich collection, world famous, to have that with the Audrain collection now, it's just momentous.
I think we're both honored to be caretakers of, and the museum is honored to be caretakers of a great collection, and we hope we can do as much as Nick did for his cars and keep the tradition alive.
Exactly.
We're excited to drive.
I know, you're looking forward to driving. Which car are you driving? You're going to drive that?
The loud red one.
So I was told I should have had earplugs.
No. Well, you can do that voluntarily. You can just, I didn't get that.
I'll just be like, no, it'll be great.
Well, I think you're going to enjoy the drive. I think the mist is clearing. It's going to be a sunny one this year, thankfully.
It's a nice day for us because driving is something we always have done together.
Yep.
So we drove all of our rallies together, and this is just another adventure. And we've driven this 4 times. So today will be special because these cars are back on the street.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the passion.
I thought it was special because I'm here.
Because you're here.
Well, Antonio, it's been a while since we've been together in an old car, and the last time was on the Mille Miglia. And even though you've got the route in your hand, I'm glad to see that you have no pens with you to drop out the window.
I have no pens this time because I lost every single one of them. And as you know, I am the worst navigator in the history of navigators because I get too distracted by every single car that I see. So,
and that, of course, won't happen today. And, of course, the most challenging thing for this Pebble Beach Concours tour for Antonio is that there are no snacks.
Absolutely no snacks.
A snackless tour will be a thing of wonder. We're out on the road on the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance tour, and the touring Pegaso is much happier being out cruising along here at 3,000 RPM on the open road than it was being slightly stuck in traffic on 17-mile drive. Still have to give it some time to clear out the plugs completely, but this is on this spectacular road on a sunny morning, although I see a little bit of fog up ahead, on a generally sunny morning, what this GT car was designed to do. And of course we're in great company. We've got a beautiful 300 SL gull wing, looking very racy, probably a car with a significant racing history in its past, and a Bertone-bodied Aston Martin. It's just, you know, what you expect here on the tour. And it's a great thing, Antonio just mentioned a moment ago, how great it is to see so many Americans enjoying cars on the road the way we're used to seeing in Italy at the Mille Miglia. I mean, every inch of this route is lined with people just waving and just happy to see these cars, and it's great to be able to share these cars with them. And as we so often said, cars are great art, but at their best they're kinetic art, and for these lucky people on the side of the road to be able to see and hear these cars as they go past is a fantastic thing. And it's the thing that's most fun about sharing cars like this with the public. It's great to sort of keep these close to our hearts, but it's even better to take them out on the road and share them with people. And this is also a very particularly favorite era of mine. I was chatting with someone this morning as we were looking at cars, and sort of 1953, 54 was a very sweet spot for cars, especially cars like this. Everyone was building them. The English, the French, the Germans, the Italians, and with this car, even the Spanish. And, you know, I am very, very happy in the time in which I live. I think, quite honestly, that the best of all times is today. But just think about what it must have been like for the gentleman or lady who had $10,000 or $12,000 to spend, and that was a lot of money in 1954. The choices they had. I mean, they could have had one of these Pegasos, and even though the company claimed to have made about 300 cars by 1956, the reality is that they probably made somewhere between 70 and 80 cars. So again, to have a car this rare is just a privilege. So this is a lot of fun. Headed back north toward Pebble Beach again on Highway 1 in the fog. Gives you the full effect and experience. And also at this point in the tour, you can see groups 2 and 3 come south and pass, which is really neat, seeing the other cars on the tour. And it's still fantastic for the spectators as we approach the iconic Bixby Bridge, that they get to see the cars twice. And in a way that's just so great. Here comes another group of cars from the tour. And again, the sheer variety of cars at Pebble Beach, from race cars like that D-Type to big American classics, 50s Ferraris, great vintage Benzes. It's just fabulous. Lamborghini Islero, I loved it well. Alfa TZ, absolutely fantastic. This is one of the iconic parts of the Pacific Coast Highway. This turn and this car is filling it. This is what it's all about. Countach police car, always necessary for the force on the go. This is absolutely great. And this Pegaso could be on a wonderful mountain road in Spain. It's a very cool thing. Hearing these cars go by, there's the great Ghia Cadillac, the wonderful Miura, fabulous Bugatti, and a great Ford. That's interesting. I'm feeling like Antonio Meligari. I'm just like geeking out over these great cars while I'm driving a great car myself. This is very, very, very cool. Well, we're back on 17 Mile Drive inside Pebble Beach, nearing the end of the 2023 Pebble Beach Tour d'Elegance. And it's been a sensational time. Piloting this Pegaso piloting the Pegaso is a pleasure, if you want to alliterate that way. And it's been a fairly big treat to be able to do this on this beautiful sunny morning here in Pebble Beach, and the wonderful fog, the evocative fog down on the Pacific Coast Highway. And it's a wonderful reminder that these are cars, and cars are meant to be driven, and I can smell the warm engine, and it's just an absolute delight. And then the work of our operations team really kicks in, because now these have to become pristine objects of show desire on the lawn. And I have no doubt that once the bugs that have spattered on the windshield are cleaned off, and the engine compartments dusted down, and the wheels polished, they will acquit themselves as well on the show field as they did on the Pacific Coast Highway. So we've got half of the job done. Now it's onward to the rest. And I was going to say the real work, but you know what? A, this isn't work, and B, this is the real pleasure. Well, it's Saturday afternoon, and we know that a few hours from now, well before the sun rises, we'll be on the lawn at Pebble Beach. And when that happens, of course, a lot of work has been done beforehand, and we're seeing just the final touches now. You saw this wonderful car on the tour, and it's great to drive a race car on the tour, but for the lawn, we don't want those modern electric fans that made things possible for the tour to be shown to the judges. So this is the last minute touches being done by the RM restoration crew on chassis 115. So hopefully it'll stay cooler than I will tomorrow morning. It's Sunday morning. We're ready to take the field at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, and in an historic moment, a Pegaso is on pole. This is a great accomplishment, especially for chassis 115, which almost saw glory in international competition. This is amazing to have our two cars in first and second place to enter the field. Hopefully this is a great augur for the day to come. We'll see. It's fairly warm, the mist is not here, so we're anticipating a great day. So the class is coming together. Eventually there will be 10 Pegasos. This incredibly rare sports car celebrated here at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. And of course, this is a wonderful opportunity to show, but it is a competition as well. So now's the time to take an eyeball at what our competition in the field is. And it's impressive. There's a wide variety of cars, and of course all Pegasos are custom built and very much individual prototypes. So every one of these cars has really different characteristics. So I don't envy the judges in this class to be able to judge what the cars can do and what they have. So this is really going to be a fascinating day. I can't wait. One of the extraordinary things about this presentation of Pegasos at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance is the fact that 2 of the 3 lightweight coupes built are here. The Audrain car chassis 115 and its sister car chassis 113, owned by my new friend, Jaime Bergel. And Jaime, we were introduced to each other via email when the Audrain Collections acquired the 2 Pegasos from the Begovic collection, and you immediately inquired, I love Pegasos, and would there be any chance that you might be interested in selling that car? And said, well, unfortunately, no, the collection doesn't sell cars, but you were able to find this car, and you wrote me immediately and said, not only did I find my Pegaso, but I'll see you at Pebble Beach. And so, what has it meant to you to find this car?
Well, it has been a great quest, because as a Spaniard, I'm incredibly proud to have a Pegaso, because it's really a mythical car for us in Spain. So when I saw that you had your fantastic cars, I took the liberty to write to you out of the blue, and then now we're friends. And then you know, I was lucky enough to find a sister car. I mean, for me, it was really important to get an Enasa bodywork, because it's the cars that Pegaso took to Monaco. For me, that was incredible, because I've been reading about it since I was a little kid. So to have this car and to have it here is a dream. Hopefully we will bring them to Monaco.
Absolutely. That is also my dream, to bring 115 back to Monaco. Would be absolutely amazing. And to have them both together there would be extraordinary.
Let's work on it.
Exactly. Have you driven a Pegaso before you bought this car?
Yeah, I had driven one in Spain, but very shortly. And I mean, the engines are unbelievable. It's a car that has an extraordinary engine. It's really a racing engine of the time. And at the time, it was an extremely advanced car. It was just a pity that Spain decided to stop production with only 82, 83 made.
It's astonishing. At one point, the factory claimed to have made 300, which would have been absolutely wonderful. Yes. But it's also one of the things that the driving experience is so special, because I think about, I mean, the best of times is always now. We are here today enjoying this wonderful day with these wonderful cars, but imagine you were a young man in 1954 with about $20,000 US to spend. The choices would have been amazing, and to be able to buy one of these brand new. Can you imagine that experience?
Absolutely, and you know, they were really sought after, and you know, people, you know, heads of state were buying the Pegasos at the time, and yeah, it was a car that it was extraordinary. When he went to the Paris saloon in the Salon Automobile de Paris in '52, it was really the star car at the time. So yeah, it was a real pity that they stopped making Pegasos. Yeah.
And I love the fact that advertising copywriters are often very expressive in their phrasing and sort of not very truthful, but I love the fact that on the brochure for the Pegaso it says the car for the connoisseur.
Yes.
Which I think is absolutely and also the dream car. And it's I think absolutely true for these cars. So
yes, it is.
I am so happy to see that you found your Pegaso, that you're here. I can't wait to see you again, have more Pegaso adventures, and it's just an absolute pleasure to meet you, Jaime.
Donald, thanks a lot. Hopefully next one in Monaco.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
A vital part of the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance every year is what they call the Parade of Elegance. And this year, as a featured mark, the Pegaso cars will be going across the ramp in the Parade of Elegance, and we're just about to start off on that right now. It's great to have something to do here with this Parade of Elegance while we're waiting for the judges to make their decisions. Well, the decisions have been made, they simply haven't been announced. And it's also a very unusual day here at Pebble Beach because It's sunny and bright, which is fairly unusual for a Pebble Beach Concours, but the sun broke early, much earlier than it normally does on a sunny day. We had almost no mist today. There was no need to wipe the car down, and so we almost feel like we're, I don't know, in Florida or perhaps southern Italy. Certainly not here on the California Central Coast. So I'm not particularly worried about the judges' decisions because we've had such a great time so far. Do we want to win? Absolutely. But, you know, again, just being in this car with this set is just absolutely amazing.
Really?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Donald, right?
Yes.
I love you, man.
Thanks.
Hold on, let me get a picture. Come
Okay.
on. I'm talking to the wife, but this is more important.
He didn't mean that. So the Parade of Elegance is about to begin. We've just been given the signal, and in a moment or two, we'll be headed across the ramp so that these Pegasos can be presented to the crowd and to the folks watching it during the live stream, which is probably the larger audience, obviously, since the, I think, almost $400 cost of a ticket tends to keep the crowd slightly small. But there's still an amazing crowd of enthusiastic enthusiasts and people of style and taste here at Pebble Beach to enjoy these great cars. So they're going to get a bit of education about something very rare. Well, the day is over for us at the 2023 Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, and it did not go terribly badly with our 1953 Pegaso Z-102 Touring Coupe taking third in a very competitive class. And so how do you feel about our journey, Nick?
I think it was a great journey. These cars haven't really been on the road in over 50 years.
Exactly.
And they run great, they look great, and they were able to place in the concours. So for us to get a third is a great day and another for the collection, and it was just a great event to be part of and to be able to enjoy these cars back the way they belong.
The work of the crews that restored these cars at ARM Restorations and at Automotive Restorations Incorporated in Connecticut, and of course the great Audrain crew that helped get these cars here and prepare them, was absolutely amazing. And as you said, Nick, even though the 1952 Anasa Coupe did not win a prize, the attention it got was absolutely amazing.
It won that prize.
Exactly, the People's Prize. So thanks a lot, Nick, and we're looking forward to more great adventures as we share cars with people from around the world, fulfilling our mission to preserve, celebrate, and share automotive history.